Some theorists suggest that modern power structures operate through a phenomenon called the revelation of method. This is the idea that the most influential institutions in the world intentionally display their misdeeds or sinister intentions to the public. The goal is to induce learned helplessness, a psychological condition where repeated exposure to an unavoidable threat causes a person to stop resisting. In this loop, as awareness of an unbeatable system grows, the capacity for organized resistance withers. There is also a superstitious dimension to this behavior. Within this framework, perpetrators are believed to follow a code of karmic responsibility, where disclosing their plans to the victims is thought to cleanse them of any cosmic or spiritual guilt. These frameworks convince the public that every complex political or social crisis is the deliberate, choreographed work of an invincible mastermind. This interpretation of events relies on a Manichaean worldview. Manichaeanism is a belief system that divides the world into absolute good and absolute demonic evil, leaving no room for complexity or systemic nuance. This ancient dualism appears clearly in modern movements like QAnon. As this text illustrates, the narrative frames the American government as a secret battleground, where secret societies and liberal elites engage in a global satanic conspiracy. These themes were present decades ago during the 1980s satanic panic. While the specific villains change over time, the underlying architecture of the fear remains identical. A hidden group of demonic others is always blamed for the world's most complex problems. Our biological drive for simple good versus evil stories often prevents us from seeing the actual, vastly more intricate mechanics of how power truly operates in a modern society. To understand those mechanics, we have to look past the myths and toward the cold realism of Niccolò Machiavelli, pictured here. He focused on the effectual truth, the practical results of political action, rather than the imagined moral ideals of classical philosophers. Machiavelli argued that power is a pragmatic, amoral tool used by rulers to secure and maintain the state. Control is maintained through the strategic use of force, manipulation, and well-timed deception, driven by political necessity rather than demonic intent. The 20th century philosopher Michel Foucault offered a different perspective, arguing that modern power is no longer concentrated in a single smoky room or central office. This diagram illustrates Foucault's concept of biopower. Biopower is a form of control that focuses on the regulation of populations through norms, health, and social systems. Power is a productive network radiating through the entire social body, from schools and hospitals to families and workplaces. In this model, there is no central mastermind to overthrow. Power is an inescapable, pervasive network that we all actively participate in every day. Hannah Arendt, seen here, observed this reality during her coverage of the 1961 trial of Adolf Eichmann, a key architect of the Holocaust. She expected to find a monstrous villain driven by deep-seated hatred. This photograph captures the man she actually discovered, an ordinary, pathetic bureaucrat. Eichmann was driven by career ambition and a blind, unthinking obedience to the rules of his organization, showing no signs of pathological malice. Viewing the fast administrative machinery of this courtroom, we can understand what Arendt termed the banality of evil. This concept suggests that extreme violence becomes normalized when bureaucratic tasks are completely separated from their human consequences. In a bureaucratic system, agents become anonymous cogs in a machine. They focus on schedules, manage complex logistics, and prioritize efficiency, allowing ordinary people to be complicit in atrocities by simply failing to think about the human cost of their daily labor. Arendt's analysis shows that the most devastating chapters of history emerge from the compliance of unthinking agents, thousands of normal people fulfilling organizational objectives while ignoring the results. If history is driven by decentralized networks and thoughtless bureaucrats, we have to explain why historical events often look like coordinated plots. The answer is found in the way independent institutions all work to protect their own interests at once. When different bureaucracies move simultaneously to preserve their budgets and reputations, the result mimics the appearance of a unified conspiracy, even without a central director. This creates the conspiracy paradox. The public's obsession with hunting a demonic cabal provides a perfect shield for the current power structure. By chasing imaginary monsters, the public inadvertently ignores the visible, everyday mechanisms of state control. This functional distraction misdirects outrage away from the system's mundane, systemic exploitation, ensuring the real machinery of authority continues to turn without scrutiny. The modern system does not require a secret brainwashing campaign. It relies on a public that is busy searching for ghosts, while the bureaucratic machine churns on unchallenged. The true source of our societal helplessness lies far beyond the reach of any shadowy secret society. Our autonomy is eroded by a power structure that is utterly impersonal and deeply woven into our daily routines, from the ways we work to the ways we are governed. Hannah Arendt's final warning was that the ultimate threat to humanity is our own thoughtlessness, our willingness to comply with normalized, everyday systems without questioning where they lead. There is no evil mastermind to overthrow. The ultimate paradigm shift is the realization that the machine is running on autopilot, and we are the ones keeping it moving.